above, far above, the softest clouds and the brightest stars lies a secret place that awakens only when the world begins to sleep. It is there that the dream weaver lives. He is a magical and serene figure, with long, translucent hands that glow softly like threads of moonlight, eyes as deep as the night sky, and a cloak made of golden mist. He walks silently through his cloud-dwelling studio, where everything floats in harmony. Skeins of starry thread, wind chimes that play lullabies, and small vials containing dream-like sighs. In the center of the studio rests the magic loom of dreams, an enchanted machine of pale wood and gears as soft as petals. It makes no noise, only sings a light melody as the dream weaver works, interweaving the threads with care and attention. Each thread has a special color: blue for tranquility, pink for love, gold for hope, lilac for imagination. With them, the dream weaver creates dreams for every child who rests their head on the pillow. He closes his eyes, listens with his heart, and then begins to weave. A forest of clouds for Lila, a sleigh of stars for Tomas, a dance among butterflies of light for Nia. But that night, something was different. The loom, which always shone like the dawn, seemed duller. The threads were tangled, and the music silent. The dream weaver stopped. He touched the loom carefully. His eyes dimmed a little. "Something is missing," he whispered, his voice like a breeze. He looked up at the sky. The stars blinked slowly, as if they too were too drowsy. Without the spark of true dreaming, the loom cannot continue. And then, as if the wind answered, a small shooting star streaked across the sky, falling gently toward Earth. The dream weaver knew what he needed to do: find what kept the magic of dreams alive. But to do so, he couldn't go alone. He touched a small cloud beside his window, and a soft glow spread. It was time to call Luna, the guardian of the night, and her companion, the blue teddy bear, Ollie. Together, they would set out to restore the heart of dreams before the night lost its magic forever. On the edge of a sleepy hill, shrouded in blue mist and flowers that only bloom at dusk, lived Luna, a magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes as bright as soft stars, and a peaceful, dreamy expression. Always by her side was Ollie, a blue teddy bear with fluffy ears, curious eyes, and a heart embroidered on his chest that glowed faintly when something enchanted approached. It was night, and the sky seemed to sigh with weariness. The stars were dimmer, and even the wind blew slowly, as if unwilling to wake anyone. Luna sat on the windowsill of her little cloud tower, observing the sky through her crystal telescope. Ollie yawned beside her, wrapped in a blanket of shooting stars. Suddenly, a light streaked across the sky, a shooting star with a soft golden trail. But it didn't fade. It descended slowly, spinning like a flake of light, until it stopped right in front of them, floating in the air. Luna rose gently, her silver hair dancing around her face. "A messenger star," she whispered. The small star flashed 3 times, and with a faint crackle of glittering dust, revealed a shimmering image in the air. It was the Dreamweaver's studio. They saw the tangled threads, the silent loom, and the Dreamweaver's eyes gazing skyward with tenderness and concern. Ollie jumped to her feet, her eyes wide. "The loom stopped." Luna lightly touched the messenger star. "It needs us. Something essential has been lost in the dream world." Without hesitation, she took out her moonlight lantern and blew on the star, which transformed into a small golden ladder made of dream threads, spiraling upward into the sky. "Come on, Ollie, it's time to help restore the magic." With light steps and firm hearts, Luna and Ollie climbed the celestial staircase, leaving the sleeping earth behind. The sky seemed darker above them, as if eagerly awaiting their arrival. High above, the studio in the clouds was already beginning to awaken with a new glow. The Dreamweaver awaited them, and the journey to restore the heart of dreams had only just begun. Luna and Ollie arrived at the studio on the clouds, floating gently down to the sky-blue cotton floor. The breeze there was sweet, like a lullaby, and the entire place seemed enveloped in an enchanted silence. A silence that had previously been filled with the gentle song of the magic loom of dreams. The Dreamweaver, with eyes that twinkled like distant constellations and hands of tranquil light, welcomed them with a calm wave. His cloak of golden mist waved lightly as if time breathed through it. "Thank you for coming," he said, in a voice of moonlight. "The loom is losing its light because something precious has been forgotten, the first memories of dreaming." Luna inclined her head slightly. "What are these memories?" The Dreamweaver opened a box made of moonlight glass. Inside lay small glowing spheres, fragments of very ancient dreams, simple, tender, pure. Before creating grand adventures or cotton castles, dreams were born from small things, he explained, like the smell of a blanket, the sound of laughter, or the feeling of being cradled in the arms of a loved one. Ollie looked curiously at a golden sphere, and as he touched it, an image appeared. A baby smiling in its mother's arms, lulled by a lullaby. His little eyes filled with a sparkle. "I remember that feeling." The Dreamweaver nodded. "These are the forgotten memories. Without them, the loom cannot weave true dreams." But there was a problem. Many of these memories had been lost, scattered among the sleeping constellations, trapped in pockets of mist and abandoned gardens of memories. "We must seek them," Luna said, with determined sweetness. The Dreamweaver handed them a small star frame, a magical hoop that captured tender memories when gently spun. "Follow the trail of the velvet comet," he instructed. "It passes through the places where dreams have hidden." Luna held tightly to the embroidery frame. Ollie clutched his embroidered heart, which now glowed brighter. "We're ready," they said together. And then, with a new glow in the sky, the trio set off, flying between mirror clouds and sleepy constellations. At each stop, a forgotten memory awaited them, and with it, a little piece of lost magic. Aboard a floating star, Luna, Ollie, and the Dreamweaver glided gently through the night sky, guided by the glowing trail of the velvet comet, a soft, undulating ribbon of light that danced like a scarf in the wind. The world below slept silently, but high above, the sky began to awaken forgotten memories. After crossing a bridge made of stardust and suspended clouds, they arrived at a place hidden among childlike constellations, the Garden of Guarded Laughter. It was a golden field filled with softly laughing flowers. Each flower made a different sound, some sweet giggles, others shy giggles, all as light as the tinkling of distant bells. It was like hearing memories of playing in the rain, of tickling bells, of stories told under blankets. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes bright as soft stars, and a quiet, dreamy expression, walked carefully among the flowers, marveling at every sound. "These are the laughs of childhood," the Dreamweaver explained. "Each one was born from a pure moment of joy, but they were forgotten as the world grew and became more turbulent." Ollie, the blue teddy bear with the embroidered heart, crouched down before a small flower that was letting out a silly, sneezy giggle. He laughed along infectiously. "It sounds like Luna when I tell my flying duck joke," he said, his eyes shining. Luna slowly twirled the star frame over a softly glowing flower. The flower rose as if stretching, and a small golden spark flew to the frame, joining the other soft lights already gathered. But then the wind blew strangely. A veil of gray mist began to creep across the sky. It was silent oblivion, a mist that erased the most delicate memories when no one visited them for too long. "Quick!" exclaimed the dream weaver. "We need to gather as much as we can before this mist takes away the last laughs." Luna and Ollie ran through the field, twirling the star frame over each flower. Soft laughter rose into the air like sparkling soap bubbles being carefully captured. When the mist touched the first petal, the garden began to quiet. But Luna stopped before a shy little flower, the last to laugh, a thin sound, almost a whisper. She smiled and crouched down. This must be the most hidden of all. She touched it gently, and the flower glowed brightly, triggering a memory so powerful that everyone stopped. A baby laughing for the first time, with eyes full of the world and a heart free of fear. The frame absorbed the light. The mist hesitated and retreated. The garden, for now, was safe. Ollie sighed of relief. "Did we make it?" The dream weaver nodded. "We recovered an important part, but there's still much to find." And so, with the backstage now filled with laughter, the trio set off toward their next destination, where their sleeping dreams waited to be awakened. The sky was clearer now. With each memory recovered, the dream world slowly began to breathe again. But there was still a long way to go before the magic loom could weave with all its brilliance. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes as bright as soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, held the star-studded frame against her chest. Ollie, the blue teddy bear with fluffy ears and an embroidered heart that shone with tenderness, walked beside her with careful steps. The dream weaver floated lightly ahead of them, leaving a shimmering trail in its wake. "The next fragment is in a place that cannot be seen," he said, looking up at the seemingly empty sky. "You have to imagine it to find it." Luna closed her eyes and concentrated. "I imagine a ladder made of words that climbs to the most creative clouds. I imagine it's as light as paper and as colorful as a coloring book." Suddenly, before them, the air shimmered. Rung by sled, an invisible ladder began to appear. Made of dancing letters, loose pages, and forgotten ideas. It was the ladder of imagination, and it only appeared to those who still believed in bedside stories, silly monsters in the closet, and floating castles hidden within their hearts.
Luna took the first step. The step vibrated slightly beneath her feet, but held her gently. Ollie followed close behind, clutching his favorite adventure book. The Dreamweaver floated after them, touching the words with his light-filled fingertips. The higher they climbed, the more the world around them transformed. Creatures made of folded paper appeared, rivers of magical ink, trees whose branches were colored brushes. It was a place where forgotten imaginations took shape. Here live unfinished ideas, stories that children began to dream, but never finished. They passed boats drawn on napkins, unfinished castles, dragons with kind eyes, waiting for a happy ending. Luna stopped before a star trapped in a web of incomplete words. This one looks sad. It was a dream about flying, but the child forgot she could. Luna gently touched the star. Then let's remember it for her. And with that, the star shone, releasing a new light that entered the frame. Ollie, tear-eyed, smiled. I too have forgotten I could fly. The ladder took them even higher to a gate made of floating pages. As they approached, it opened by itself. Behind it, a final bridge made of arches of imagination awaited them. The Dreamweaver looked at her companions tenderly. Are you ready to visit the place where all dreams are born? Luna and Ollie nodded silently. They knew they were close to the answer, and also very close to the heart of the tear. Passing through the gate made of floating pages, Luna, Ollie, and the Dreamweaver arrived at a space where silence seemed to sing. It was a place that belonged neither to time nor space, the cradle of first dreams. The sky there was a veil of soft light, dotted with newborn stars still yawning. The ground was made of golden mist, and all around, cradles of cloud floated, each swaying gently to the sound of melodies that needed no words. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes bright as soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, walked with light, almost reverent steps. Ollie, the blue teddy bear with an embroidered heart, held his paw to his chest, feeling a familiar warmth in the air. The Dreamweaver stopped before the center of the place, a great circle of swirling light. Here, the first dreams are born, the ones that arise even before words, when all the child feels is love, comfort, and security. They watched a small sphere float to the center of the spiral. Touching it, a memory emerged of a baby sleeping in its father's arms, feeling only the sound of his heartbeat and the warmth of his skin. The memory was so pure that silent tears welled in Luna's eyes. "This is what the loom needs," she said. "Not just ideas, but primal feelings." Ollie walked to one of the cloud cradles. Inside, a spark of dream swirled like stardust. He bent down, whispering softly, "You remind me of the day I got my first hug." The spark burned brightly and flew to the frame. Another and another. With each memory gathered, the frame of stars began to pulse like a small heart. But then the Dreamweaver fell to his knees. Its glow began to waver. "I'm growing weak. As long as the loom is dormant, my light fades too." Luna ran to him and held him by his hands made of light. "But there's still hope. We have everything we need to rekindle the magic." The frame was full, laughter, imagination, and now the first feelings of warmth and love. Ollie, with determined eyes, looked up at the sky. "Let's go back to the studio. It's time to repair the loom." Luna nodded, and the Dreamweaver, glowing with renewed courage at their own, smiled tenderly. "Yes, let's weave the first new dream." And then, with the frame clutched in their hands, the three of them set off back into the heart of the clouds, ready to rekindle the loom with all that is purest and truest in the world of dreams. The clouds parted gently to welcome the three celestial travelers. The Dreamweaver's studio, which had previously seemed sleepy and gray, now began to glow with a faint light, as if recognizing the return of those who carried hope. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes shining like soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, slowly descended the stairs of light. Ollie, the blue teddy bear with an embroidered heart and fluffy ears, carefully carried the star frame, now pulsating like a nest full of life. The Dreamweaver followed behind, enveloped in a firmer glow, restored by the love and courage of her little friends. In the center of the studio, the magic loom of dreams still stood still, its gears covered in stardust, its threads loose like blank pages. But there was something different in the air, a presence, as if the dream itself waited in silence. Luna approached the loom. Gently, she positioned the hoop right at the heart of the machine, where the light that wove imaginary worlds had once shone. Ollie held her paw firmly. "It's all here," he said. "Laughter, memories, affection, imagination, and the feeling of being loved," Luna added in a whisper. The Dreamweaver stretched her luminous hands over the hoop. As her fingers touched the edge, a wave of soft light spread like a silent dawn. The loom trembled. The gears began to turn slowly. The forgotten threads aligned, as if remembering their purpose. A soft music, softer than the wind, filled the studio again. Then the loom wove. Strand by thread, light by light, the first new dream was born. It was a tapestry of sweet clouds, dancing stars, warm embraces, childlike laughter, and ageless smiles. It wasn't just a dream, it was the memory of what it was like to dream. The entire studio shimmered with previously invisible colors. Jars of meringues opened by themselves. The wind chimes rang as if the entire night were smiling. The dreamweaver smiled silently, her eyes shining like 1,000 constellations. You have returned to the loom what it could not create on its own, the tenderness of the real world. Luna nodded. Dreams are made of magic, but also of things we truly feel. Ollie laughed softly, like longing for a lap. The loom continued to weave, now with new life, and each child that night felt a gentle warmth within their chest, as if the sky itself had lain beside them just to ensure their sleep was sweet.
That night, as the magic loom of dreams wove with its new light, something special happened. The first new dream was fully born. It was as delicate as a whisper and as bright as a happy thought. Its thread began with a warm blue, passed through the gold of hope, touched the pink of love, and ended in a lilac full of imagination. It was a complete dream, soft, round, full of tenderness. The dream weaver, with her constellation-like eyes and hands made of calm light, watched silently. Beside her, Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes shining like soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, held the newly woven dream in both hands as if it were a treasure made of air. "Who will this dream be for?" asked Ollie, the blue teddy bear with the embroidered heart and soft ears yawning softly. The dream weaver smiled. "It will go to the one who needs it most tonight." With a gentle gesture, he released the dream into the sky. The dream rose slowly, like a balloon of light, passing through sleeping clouds and passing curious stars until it reached a simple house where a girl with sad eyes tossed and turned in her bed, unable to sleep. The dream landed on her with the lightness of a petal, and then something magical happened. The girl closed her eyes. A smile formed on her face, albeit shy. In her sleep, she dreamt of flying through cottonwood forests, playing with a blue bear who told silly jokes, and being guided by a silver-haired girl who blew stars to show the way. She dreamt of a peaceful night when no one cried and all difficult feelings turned to dust that the wind carried away. In the study, Luna saw a star in the sky shine brighter. "She's dreaming of us," she whispered. The dream weaver nodded. "Every true dream carries with it a part of our lives, and now the loom is ready to weave many more." Ollie jumped for joy, his ears flapping. "Can we help more children?" Luna smiled. "We can help the whole world." The magic loom of dreams now spun with serene force, its music filling the night sky. And with each new dream that emerged, a star twinkled high above, as if to say, "I'm here, you're not alone." That night, the entire sky seemed to smile. The clouds glowed with a soft glow, as if made of slowly lit candles. The stars twinkled in a gentle rhythm, lulled by the melody of the magic loom, which weaved endlessly in the cloud studio, now alive again, full of color, warmth, and hope. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes shining like soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, sat beside the loom, watching each new dream emerge like a small ray of tenderness. Ollie, the blue teddy bear with an embroidered heart and soft ears, dozed on a pillow made of mist, purring softly, with a smile on his face. The Dreamweaver said nothing. He simply created. His fingers of light danced with precision and gentleness, as if listening to the heart of every child on earth. And the dreams were coming. In the big city, a girl afraid of the dark dreamed she was walking through a forest where the shadows whispered sweet secrets and the trees sang to calm her. In a small village, a boy who missed his grandfather dreamed he was walking hand in hand with him through a field of sunflowers, listening to stories the wind kept just for him. Even adults began to dream differently. An exhausted mother dreamed she was little again, lulled by a song she thought she'd forgotten. A worried father dreamed he was floating in a sea of stars, his heart slowing to the sound of childhood laughter. That night, the world didn't just go to sleep. The world dreamed. And they weren't grandiose dreams. They were soft, peaceful, and kind, full of small details that warmed the heart. A warm blanket, the smell of fresh bread, a forgotten laugh, a hug that still lingers in the memory. In the cloud studio, Luna whispered, "I think the world needed to remember what it feels like to be safe." The Dreamweaver looked at her with deep gratitude. "You two didn't just fix the loom, you rekindled the very meaning of dreaming." Ollie opened one eye sleepily. "We just remembered what's important." And then he yawned tenderly, drifting back to sleep. The loom continued to spin. More dreams blossomed, more stars smiled. And that night, the whole world fell asleep a little more lightly, as if everyone somehow were being cradled by the Dreamweaver's hands of light, woven with love, protected by hope, and guarded by those who never forget the value of a good dream. The night was already at its deepest. That silent moment when everything seems suspended, neither completely dark nor yet on the verge of dawn. The magic loom of dreams still spun gently, but now its glow was calm, steady, full. Each new dream emerged with the perfection of a well-placed caress, woven from the memory, affection, and imagination that Luna, Ollie, and the Dreamweaver had rescued. Luna, the magical girl with long, gently flowing silver hair, eyes shining like soft stars, and a calm, dreamy expression, gazed up at the starry sky with a serene sigh. Ollie, the blue teddy bear with the embroidered heart that now glowed softly like a plush sun, stretched beside her, contented. The Dreamweaver walked over to the loom and for the first time that night stopped it with a gentle gesture. "He needs some rest," he said with a slight smile. "But first, there's one last dream to weave." Luna watched him curiously. "For who?" The Dreamweaver looked at them both with eyes like emotional constellations. "For you." Gently, he pulled a thread that had been hidden in the corner of the loom. It was unlike any other, made of vivid memories, true friendship, and quiet courage. He began to weave. The sound was different, softer, almost like the sound of a heartbeat slowly before falling asleep. Each stitch was sewn with a lived moment, the staircase of imagination, the garden of laughter, the cradle of first dreams, the steps taken side by side, the glances exchanged, the magic built together. When finished, the Dreamweaver held out the tapestry to them both. It was small, discreet, but touching it, Luna and Ollie felt as if they were home. The warmth of an invisible hearth enveloped them, and for an instant there were no more clouds, no stars, no celestial missions, just them and the certainty that they belong together. "This is your dream," said the Dreamweaver, "a dream of gratitude." Luna smiled, her eyes shining. "Thank you for trusting us." Ollie nodded, clutching the tapestry to his chest. "We will treasure it forever." The loom fell asleep silently, enveloped in a soft light. The studio fell silent, lulled by the glow of the sky. And as Luna and Ollie prepared to return to their tower of clouds, A new star appeared in the sky, not to guide, but to remind. Because that night, amidst threads of magic and tenderness, the world learned to dream again, and those who weave dreams also need to dream from time to time.